Hey there folks, this is David on David's Brain. Welcome back to our ongoing Let's Play of Disco Elysium for the PS4. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, and contribute to my Patreon links in the description at the bottom. Alright, last time, mostly just did a whole lot of dancing around doing nothing. So, oh, hang on.
A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What does smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware.
What about the bus stop?
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
As for the road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat about 200 paces away, right at the turn.
A dead dog?
Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle, hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant.
Great, and I hit a dog on the way in. Great.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
So yeah, basically found out what happened to his car. And turns out Harry, went on a bit of a drunken rampage, and crashed into the ocean. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear chirp. Rust eaten letters read, Mazoot. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. Looking back at you from the rust-colored water. You. No boat in the boathouse today. This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Oversized superstar sunglasses. Let's see. +1 to savoir-faire, minus the visual calculus. Let's see. Is your own stardom too dazzling for your eyes? Can't bear to look at your own fabulous reflection in the mirror? Then these classic oversized sunglasses are for you. The boathouse is solidly constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench, covered in rust. Ooh! Another wall!
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim. Even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general, average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world. Meaning...
The nodding's reaching critical mass. You can't take this much longer, Captain.
Keep nodding, goddammit! Stay the course! A small bead of sweat reads down the side of the lieutenant's face as he maintains his nodding.
It's too much. You can feel your vertebrae starting to crack, your muscles groaning.
Just one more nod. The lieutenant takes out a handkerchief and slowly taps the sweat off his temple. A faint crack echoes through the coast.
Abort! Abort! No. Shit! It's too late.
Oh, shit! Fuck hell!
Busted the neck, did you? Glad I stopped when I did. My neck was really starting to hurt. Don't worry, little man. Now, we should get going.
Right. Hang on. The sign says, Entry interdit. An old ticket booth, no longer in operation. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now. Let's see, visual calculus.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Alright, let's see, +1 bullet holes in plaza in the backyard and know about the revolution, so let's roll.
Unable to piece together the big picture just now. There's a hole in their hypothesis.
Fine, okay.
The scattering of bullet holes looks like one giant smiling mouth, smiling its deadly smile.
Potent pistol in there. Flan people. Ooh, logic. Ultimate logic focus. Let's see. The small wire framing inside this futuristic-looking fallen Pippo hat gives it the aerodynamic shape of Swoop Skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's eyes and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. The door is only barred shut. It's inaccessible.
A scattering of bullet holes is...
Meaning this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle.
The nodding's reaching critical mass. You can't take this much longer, Captain.
All right. I'm glad we stopped when we did.
I'm gonna play a little game. Yeah, I can outnod you, Kim. Tiny cages, carefully constructed. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. Still, they won't light up. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. A buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. It's almost impossible to get a fire going near this near to the ocean. Anyways, who are you two?
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officer.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Gary the crypto-fascist.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morel, the
Do you
cryptozoologist?
want to hear the pleasure?
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting to get you back.
Ah, of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damned waterlock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
The waterlock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary, we can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Got it.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for. Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we be knee deep in the reeds leading traps for it. What makes it so difficult to find? Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodia, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around out there. And I suspect it may have also developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators, or scientists in our present case. What sort of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself? It's my hypothesis that it involves certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they've evolved, without studying a live specimen. How big is it? I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodia zuenis. It's about the size of a grown man's forearm, so...
Seems puny, to be honest.
Why are you so interested in this stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about. Typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those versed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the insolent phasmid would be the apex of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long...
Would be glory itself.
What have you discovered about it so far? Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts. So no one's ever found one. Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real. By which I mean, I have heard quite enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Enceladine phasmid is more than mere more than mere superstition. Lena said there may have been a sighting of it here in Martinet. Yes, the most recent sighting by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinet specifically. At first, it's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore. Maybe the Enceladine phasmid has died out? I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis? Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for the species to survive in adverse conditions. That's pretty clever. Yes, the Enceladine phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I try my best to remain dispassionate.
There's nothing dispassionate about the way he talks about the insect.
Tell me more about these traps. Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick. Lena designed the traps? Yes. Do the traps work? Simple. How do the traps work? Simple. Attracted by the locust, the phasmid crawls down the funnel, and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out. At least that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton. We're using its bait. Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course, but we've hypothesized that the Enceladine phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
Our carnivorous stick insect? Seems unlikely. Thank you for your opinion. We've also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism. What will you do if these traps don't work? They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis using insects as locusts as bait accounts for the failure of previous efforts by the other teams, which used plants. We've given this some thought.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Let me ask you about something else. Let's see. Lena seems pretty eager for you to return. And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Come on, Morel. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not! I won't let Lena down.
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I know the phasmid was so important to Lena. Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers. Really? She sighted the phasmid? She didn't tell me that. Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine. Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Enceladine phasmid together. I can't abandon course now. Maybe you should go back to the whirling, warm up, and come back to check the traps here? No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What we do with the phasmid were to stop while we were sipping tea at the hostel.
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
What if we check the traps for you? I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. Let's see. Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar. Yes, indeed. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and above all, persistence. Let's see. What are these traps? There are 4 in total. One's to the south on this little peninsula, where the boathouse is there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds is going up slope, and among them, You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry. Let's see.
That seemed like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
The pursuit of knowledge is its own justification.
Is it?
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
Let's see, what do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps? Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encountered the phasmid in the wild? That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with the pheromone mixture I developed.
Did you hear that? Pheromones. You were right about the teenagers.
So it really was the phasmid that made the teenagers make out. Oh, I thought there was any connection there. Anyway, these pheromones will attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Should last you about a week. Let's see. Lay it on me.
He douses you with the odd-smelling spray, and then gives you a satisfied nod.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research. I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once we get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital on the hunt?
How'd you become a cryptozoologist? I just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both. Let's see. So you're living out your childhood dream, right? So you're living your childhood dream out here. It's not child's play just because I have to trapeze through the mud every so often. Have you ever discovered a cryptid? No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered. And not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. So even the name, it's even the name cryptid. So how many cryptids have been found? Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chenin, which is about 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. 2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries, the rest are in differing stages of discovery, referation, and data collection. Only two have proven to be real? Yes. The Shantonquan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is honestly quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so than the public. Most cryptids are hoaxes, or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching. Then the insulating of phasmid will be the third. Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revershol to Dorshantu. It'll be a zoological miracle.
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too. Real. I think you know which one is a respectable profession while the other is superstition. Everyone does. Let's see. Honestly, being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence, and I have more than that. Something truly surprising might happen. And has anything truly surprising ever happened to you? I have yet to catch a cryptid, if that's what you're getting at, but I have come close.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
What kind of evidence do you use? Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts like the one that brought us here to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
Do you think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough? Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration. not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot, and both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places. Alright, now about something else. Alright, let's talk about specific cryptids. Alright, what cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what...
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it, since you've offered to help. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena, or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
Let's see here. Which cryptid did you almost catch? You said before that you almost caught one. A willow person. It's a long story, one non-specialist would find rather dull.
Willow people? Not at all.
What are willow people? They are not people, really. Some argue that they're not even animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees. They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark, and that way they're not too dissimilar from the fastbed we're looking for here. Wait, so I may have seen these willow people without even knowing it? Or you probably have. How'd you almost catch a willow person? Gary and I planted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. I was a bright lavender color. I was hoping to get one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself. After waiting and hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip in from one of the trees, a lavender shadow dashing through the grove. And then, I chased him with the net. Not very elegant, but you can't be elegant in the field, and, well, it was faster than me.
The lavender shadow.
I know you must, you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes on to verifying such things. There's a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the like. I'm my own harshest critic. And Lena's sighting of the phasmid, is that confirmed? It's 100% verified and meets all the standards of an authentic cryptid sighting. Let's see. I know all about the kind green ape. Look, I even have a kind green ape pen. I see you've been talking about cryptids with Lena. The kind green ape is one of her favorites. We traveled to South Safari to look for it once. Gary and I got stuck in a rainstorm, though, and had to spend most of our time there in the little village. The search was fabulously unsuccessful, but the people were very nice. I'm glad they didn't understand what Gary was saying about them.
What? South Safra? They're just on a different rung of the ladder, Morel. I had no problem with them.
Really? You kept complaining how dirty everything is, but we digress.
They're a nascent culture. I just didn't feel comfortable. And let's change the topic, okay? Talk about your critters, or whatever.
Why do you keep this guy? I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the gnome of Jeroma. Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid? Living? No. The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known colloquially as the dread moose. The dread moose. Yes, the dread moose subsides entirely on flesh. It is even known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance. Hold on. Does it also attack people? Human remains have been found deep in the forest, torn apart, then trampled into the mulch by large hooves. Infer from that what you will. Oh god, I hate to be thinking what would happen if I was stuck in a room with this moose! Or even worse, if the moose had walnuts! Alright, well what does the dread moose look like? It's just like an ordinary ardent moose. Then how can you tell if it's the ordinary or dread kind? You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful. And hard to identify.
A moose that looks like any other moose. What's going on here? He's kidding, right?
I'm not completely sure about this dread moose. The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more. What's the other evidence? The recent surges in the moose population. As hidden carnivores, the dread moose are effectively removing competition for both themselves and their evolutionary cousins. Let's see, but why would it need to hide its carnivorous... what exactly is the relationship between carnivorous moose and regular moose? The carnivorous moose is a very young species, the result of a genetic mutation that fared well in the process of natural selection. It makes sense that such a majestic animal with natural weapons, antlers, will come to rule the forest. The only strange thing is that it took so long. But why would it need to hide its carnivorous nature? Moose are already being hunted for sport. Can you imagine what would happen if they came to be viewed as predators? Are there any reliable eyewitness accounts of a moose killing other animals for food? One slaughterhouse at the outskirts of the woods, Vasa, reported that staff could see moose in the distance. The moose would just stare at the building, as though they were waiting for something. Its eyes bloodshot and full of cruelty. That does sound suspicious. And that's not all. Some of the slaughterhouse apprentices went hiking by a nearby creek and saw a moose nibbling on an unidentified carcass.
This isn't something unique. Various species of deer have been known to scavenge when plant food is scarce.
Anyway, there is more than enough evidence to justify a thorough search for the dread moose. Let's just close the subject before it turns into an argument.
Here is a man who has had more than its fair share of heated arguments, and would, surprising as it may seem, prefer not to have any more.
I know about the cryobattler Catolesis. Oh, everyone knows about that one, thanks to Professor Minadro being the talk of the town for a time.
A bit of jealousy there. He'd want that glory, truth be told, even if he'd have to inject himself with bacteria to get it.
Although probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Katla, no one remembers her contributions to the search for the Narong Oak. The Narong Oak? A flightless cursor owl found in the Seminese Isles. Its long legs permit the Narong Oak to run faster than any other avian, or as any other animal. Who knows? When it's not hunting its prey in this manner, the oak hangs from tree branches like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor. Minato liked extreme animals, you see. Of the few figures of the academic establishment I respect, really a shame she disappeared. When she disappeared? Oh, decades ago, in the 30s. I know her personally, of course. A castle of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual coverage for someone from the other side. Just tell me about a cool cryptid. Any cryptid. No offense, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories. Me, I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence. Enough tales then. Let's change the subject. By all means. I'll just get going. Alright then, let's go chat with Gary.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about, after a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not much of, not a lover of the great outdoors.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates? This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
Let's see. I'm neither of these things, I can assure you. I'm a by-the-books, clean as a whistle officer of the law. I'm not even tempted to touch intoxicants.
I've been tempted on occasion. But someone has to stay strong for Revocol.
He pronounces Revocol with a hard K, unlike other people.
You said Revocol.
I like to pronounce it the hard way. The old way. The Vespertine way.
Oh god, you sound so fucking smug.
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd. It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Do you know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
He's not feeling very comfy in his clothes, is he? Strange. He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
Hmm. And is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right.
I could see you recognize it. It's in your eyes.
I may have had a similar looking mug in the past. That's all.
Still seems suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of a lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to fine me, are you?
I am. For 250 real, the maximum.
Oh, God. 250? How am I gonna pay that? Okay, I'll work harder. I'll pay it off. I promise.
This is a considerable expense to him. 1 month's wage, most likely. It's, in a way, admirable how quickly he composes himself after such a blow. This man digs authority, even when it's bullying him.
And I'll never do it again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
Let's see. How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez,
Why would you need to get into anyone's trash?
so I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanging behind the whirling in rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Do.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Yes, what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before. But
What's that strange sound?
What sound?
That clicking I just heard when you moved.
Really? There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash, could be the wind. What sound?
Don't mess with me, I think you know what I'm talking
I
about.
haven't the slightest. There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash, could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes, of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
an infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
Let's move on, for now.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Let's see. Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant
Not
Kitsuragi.
many Sealites here, or anywhere. other than sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you
Uh-huh.
remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one?
Yep. And yeah, we found ourselves a real good one here.
Well, this is that racist.
Are you, Gary? Let's see. Are you, Gary? Are you a racist?
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
Do you have a problem with Sealites?
No, no problem at all.
Let's
Not
see.
many.
Do you remember how, when we met... Well, this is that racist.
Hey, man,
The
all I
lieutenant
meant
is a
was there
native,
are not many
of
Sealites
Blemishol.
around here. I'm just... Oh, yes, of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
Alright, there's a composure check here. Thank you for your cooperation. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see, inspect the traps. Let's see here. Find the traps for Morel, so he and his friend Gary can get some rest. There's 4 traps in total. After checking them all, return to Morel with the news. Let's see, who put the clothes in the trash? Let's see, analyze Gary's composure to see if he's hiding something more. And yeah, found Morel.
Always, I mean, officers.
Alright, much better. Okay, 72, very little chance of me screwing this up, so...
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it?
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Why did let's see. Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
What the hell, Gary? You in
I'll
trouble?
explain later.
Let's see. Give me that armor. Now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat,
Ew.
but so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Do you know who killed the hangman?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
This is all he knows.
Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Alright, thank you for your cooperation. Ooh, I hit bank here. And let's see here. The Fairweather T5000 Caress. +1 to pain threshold, +1 to volition, and -1 to empathy. This virtuous enamel caress fits snugly and redistributes kinetic energy across its countless white plates. Amazingly, it fits under your coat. It also makes pretty porcelain sounds when shaken. Well, found out. Well, yeah, found out it was Gary. Yeah, I'm gonna save up those skill points for a little later. Anyways, let's see. Where did he say that those traps were? Let's see. Near the boathouse, west of the field building. Morana just set up.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring. Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm hoping some citizens can get some fresh air.
I meant no offense, just...
Honestly, they're not expecting anything, so we just tell them the truth that nothing's there, then, hey, no harm, no foul.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the...
And besides, hey, the entire point of cryptozoology is to go and prove that something does or doesn't exist, so, I mean, hey, he's not exactly going to be dead set on proving that he's right. Hell, if anything, he's just looking to confirm whether he's right or wrong. Basically, as long as he knows, he's fine.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But the reeds hiss and shake in the darkness that has settled over the abandoned camp. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
Let's see. How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself.
Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
But yeah, no. If anything, just to go give everybody involved in this peace of mind.
Nothing has changed about this.
Let's see, and Land's End, let's see, far northeast of the Feld building. Let's see, check the map near the canal you just crossed, southeast of the village. Got it. The water runs from the west. The source is upstream. A broken pipe. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. This barrel has been recently discarded. It smells of fuel oil. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The building before you housed the engine. Must have been a big one. The chain trails off into the ocean, to who knows where. Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock toward Tirumurti. You take a mental note. Tirumurti seems important somehow. Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. A rusted broken control box for the radio relay tower. The solder is too rusty to climb. The sea air is eating away at it. This relay tower coordinates boat traffic in the bay. Barely. A scented scarf. Tiny inlets there, off in the far distance, where a trail posts onward. Let's see, +1 to shivers, and -2 to physical instrument. Allergies. Yeah, I do not know what know what happened with Encyclopedia. Usually that guy's got my back, but
This trap's not too hard to spot once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist. The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze. Snow specks the stalks. Most of it melts quickly, relinquishing form to darkness. The wind picks up here, near the Cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we are done.
One more time, I must stress that I did not expect a cryptozoological monstrosity to be in this trap.
Of course. Noted.
A white polo shirt. Let's see here. +1 to rhetoric. Let's see. This shirt looks worn and smells a bit. You cannot but wonder, who could leave it stuffed in a tart container? What kind of man would even wear a polo shirt? This might be one of life's mysteries that will never be solved. Alright, we'll check out whatever that is later. Actually...
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
What is this thing anyway?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot at the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Level 3 interface? I mean, only 3%? Oh boy, yeah, no, that's gonna be a miracle roll. Yeah, I'm just content to go and, let's see. Check out that last trap, and then we'll call it a day. Let's see, where even is it anyway? Let me see, where is... southeast of the village. Okay, got it. Ah, there's the trap.
It takes you a moment, but finally you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds. The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. Snow covers the broken stalks like a shroud, and they shimmer, ghostly, in the darkness. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that code again. Always the code. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Hmm?
No locust.
Oh!
No phasmid either. But still.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster. Unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy. Messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Let's see. Yeah, it probably wasn't the fast bit, but still, Morel needs to know.
We did, sort of, promise to tell them, didn't we?
Sorry, Kim.
The reeds, the constant.
Well, if anything, now now they'll know whether they were right or wrong, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. The last trap was empty. I'll return to Morel and the War League with the news. Oh, and just in time for karaoke. Alright, so we'll take care of that next time. Till then, folks, this is David on David's Brain. See you when I see ya. Bye-bye.